Hey everybody, it's the Beatles Talk Show where we look at the daily news through Beatles trivia over the years. Everything that happened on this date, February 17th in the years, including on this date in 1963. Do you remember the Beatles taped an appearance for ABC TV's Thank Your Lucky Stars? This was the most influential pop music program of the time, and the Beatles played a lip-sync performance of their current single, Please Please Me, and it would be broadcast 6 days later on February 23rd. On this date in 1965, the Beatles were in the recording studio in London, recording The Night Before and You Like Me Too Much. And the Beatles were awarded the Carl Allen Award for Best Group of 1964 as well on this date. And on this date, February 17th, in 1967, Strawberry Fields Forever and Penny Lane was released as a single on Parlophone Records in the UK. It would go on to become a #2 hit. And on that very same day, the Beatles were in the recording studio recording Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite, a song written by John Lennon for the Sgt. Pepper album upcoming. And the lyrics were based on an antique poster advertising a circus performance near Lancashire in February 1843. On this date in 1969, James Taylor released his self-titled debut album on Apple Records. And Paul McCartney and George Harrison even performed on this album. But the album was not a huge hit, but he would become a huge name in pop music in the 1970s. Also, did you remember that in 1972 on this date, John and Yoko presented a showing of their 40-minute film about the controversial execution of James Hanratty, which held in 1961. This movie was shown only once, and this is a rarity. I've never seen this. And on the very same day, John and Yoko were guest hosting the Mike Douglas Show. This was now the 4th day in a row that they were hosting. John opened the show by singing Imagine and performing it on electric piano. And Bobby Seale, the chairman of the Black Panthers, was the guest on the show with John and Yoko today. And on this date in 1975, John Lennon released his album Rock and Roll on Apple Records in the United States, featuring all his 50s covers. Great album. The album would hit #6, being a fairly successful hit for him. On this date in 1980, Ringo Starr was strip-searched in the customs when he arrived in Mexico City to begin working on his new movie, Caveman, with his future wife, Barbara Bach. And finally, on this date in 2000, John Lennon's Steinway piano, on which he composed the song Imagine, goes on display at the Beatles Museum in Liverpool, and they plan to sell it through auction on the internet later that year, hoping to fetch more than £1 million.
So my dear friends, come back when you